Okay, here we go. Okay. I was like, you're a queen, so I have to wait for you to sit first. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to start with this because like every time I hear that song, Smiling, every time I sing it, like I cannot not cry the last line because you have this gift that like what we're feeling, what we've been through, what you voice it so eloquently, so beautifully, so poetically, like what is that like?
You would know.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I really don't. I have some songs, but they're like baby songs compared to your songs.
Well, these are autobiographical and very vulnerable. But
so
writing it in
sad.
a room alone is one thing.
Yeah.
Because initially it's for me.
Yeah,
Just
therapeutic.
like a journal entry.
Yeah.
And then once I share it publicly, it's not mine anymore. So
Yeah.
it can be made personal to the person who's listening to its story.
Interesting question. Okay, wait. Do you ever have a hard time singing it live? You're like, this is not fun.
The only one that I think I had to update, and this is fortuitous because I sing these songs a lot and I love them. So songs I wrote when I was 19 shows me that my value system has stayed some sort of course.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't been married for 13 years, so I was a little naive and not the doctor.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But age appropriate.
Yes.
You know, I was just like, I don't want to help you with your stuff. And I've come to see in marriage that we're actually both actively participating in each other's stuff.
Yeah.
And that's part of the joy and
Well,
healing.
it's partnership. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, when we have musicians as incredible as Alanis on the show, we like to get to know the inspiration behind their music and sometimes the music that inspired them. This is Songs and Stories, y'all. We should also introduce the musicians. They're incredible. These are musicians that you brought, Lana. So on piano, we have Michael Farrell. Give it up for Michael. On guitar at the end, we have Julian Coriel. Give it up. And actually, I have played with Jason. Me and my band have played with Jason Orm. Give it up with Jason, y'all. They're gonna kill you too. It's like at certain points today, you will see like, it's almost like a duet with the piano and a duet with like these beautiful parts. Oh, musicians,
very telepathic.
You're incredible. I can't play at all. I have to ask you about this one. So I think this might have been the second single, but Hand in My Pocket, what, because it doesn't really rhyme as much either. You just kind of, it's random like, lyrics. What was the story behind that?
I remember writing with Glenn Ballard and he left the room. And at that moment, nothing was coming. And I don't believe in writer's block. If a writer doesn't feel like writing, it just means
Just don't write.
Just get a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
Truly, it just means that now's not the moment. It might be in 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So nothing was coming, so Glenn left the room, and I just started writing all the lyrics to Hand in My Pocket. Just the dualisms. I'm Gemini. I have a lot of parts in here that I communicate with. There's a big interiority here. So I just started writing, and then when he came back in, we wrote the music together, and it was written in 8 minutes. It was really fast.
Those are the best when they come that fast.
Channel
You're like almost. I was just the vessel. I don't know where that came from.
I barely work here.
Yeah, I barely work here. Okay, so I have to start with this because when your record came out, I remember Jagged Little Pill came out. I just remember there was so much controversy around like, oh, why is she so angry? And it made me angry. As a girl, as a young girl, I was like, why can't she say that? Like, I was like, I think we're allowed to say that. And you're allowed to feel all the emotions. Like, how did you receive that? I know. How did you receive that? That's hard, though. Like,
well, I could see that there were 57 emotions in any one given song, so for that one to be pulled out was an indication culturally for me that we're specifically allowed to only feel certain feelings. And you can't feel anger, sadness, or fear. Those are the three that we have to pretend we don't feel, which is ridiculous because we feel them, and anger moves worlds. It's the foundation of activism. It's the foundation of setting boundaries. We need it desperately, so to squish it
and it feels
down.
good sometimes.
It's amazing to move that current.
Yeah.
It's a big current.
Agreed.
Let's
That's what I'm going to call it.
destroy, ideally. Let's not destroy each other, but let's find a really good pillow.
Yeah.
Or a studio.
I love you so much. Well, I have to go to this one because Hands Clean, I've actually covered that on this show. I know, right? I know. I get that gasp. But it's the things you talk about, they're just so poignant. They're so, like, people, they don't know how to word it, and you have this very amazing way of saying what we really want to say, or we don't know how to identify it, or, and Hands Clean, I mean, that's a really rough song. Like, what is that from like childhood trauma and on? Mm-hmm. God.
Yeah, young.
There's a lot in those lyrics.
Yes, and when I first wrote it, I remember the record company having said, let's do this video where it's a karaoke and there's kids and it's joy. And I asked them, I said, have you heard the song? And they said, yeah, it's great. I was like, okay, so you haven't heard the song. All right, so it just felt like this, incongruent kind of thing, but it actually was a lovely way to present a song that otherwise might not have even been listened to, I think.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. You have this very catchy way, but bringing your like Webster dictionary words. Like I'm like, do you know that this is not a lie? I bought my first dictionary because of you.
Didn't know what I was talking about.
I was like, I don't know how old. I was very young, and I was like, what are these words? They mean something, and I just need to look them up. And literally, you are the reason why I own a dictionary for the very first time. But you're such a great teacher in that, and you're very clever at putting it in such a pop, like rock, like element to where it's catchy enough in the pop way, but it's rock and alternative and raw enough that it's like cool and indie. Like it's like I don't think anybody's ever done
Bridged those worlds.
Yeah. I don't think, and since then, like you're just
a combination of love for the entertainment and the presentation and the performance, which I live for.
Yeah.
And then I also live for the not precious, dirty birdie.
Love.
Just go for it and don't worry about it, don't censor. So a nice combination is my fantasy.
I love that it's uncensored. Oh. So I can't imagine. I actually, not even with an imagination, I can imagine how overwhelming Jagged Little Pill, like after that, like touring that, all the songs from that, it's still like the best-selling record of all time. So it's like, you escaped a bit though, right? You took some time off, you went to India?
I did, and I thought I could get away with sort of hiding there, but I was still seen on trains and stuff like that, and I would just say,
oh my gosh,
sulk away. But it was amazing. It was great to just go to a whole other perspective, and my theory was that if all of us, those of us who haven't traveled, were able to just dump ourselves for a month, let's say, in a new country outside of our purview, outside of our understanding, and just live there and immerse ourselves in that culture, drench ourselves in it, and then come back and discuss.
Yeah. I hear that you nearly talked to Mother Teresa, right?
Yeah, I phoned her because I'd been in touch a little bit. I wanted to go over after the Jagged Little Pill tour was finished. I just wanted to go volunteer somewhere and disappear and just serve.
Yeah.
One night I phoned her to speak with her, and then I asked the nuns on the phone, I said, how is she feeling? And they said, she's not feeling so great. And I said, well, please don't bother her. I'll see her when I get there.
Yeah.
And she died that night.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. What an amazing thing. I just need to come back to that such a blessing, like everything, you worked your tail off for your career, I just mean, but such a blessing to have that kind of success. And then what a heart you have to turn it around and go, okay, I've received like a lot. Maybe it's my moment to serve and like give. Like,
yeah, well, that's what kept me going, because in and of itself, once, my friend Byron Katie said, once you realize that the snake is a rope, you can't see a snake again. So I peeked behind the curtain, I saw the illusion of
even your friends are smart. Okay. What? I'm like, who did what?
Yes. And thank you.
Me and my friends were saying that the other day too.
We're a heady bunch.
Totally. No, I have to say this too, because I find that I feel like, just as a super fan, like listening to you are highly affected by what's not only going on in your life, but what's going on in everyone's lives, like what's going on in the world. And you kind of, use that therapeutically via your songs and almost get messaging out into your songs. Like the world is kind of on fire with the Ukraine, Israel, like everything that's happening right now. Like, how do you process that? Because I get very overwhelmed. I go to the news and I get so overwhelmed, I go very dark because it feels hopeless.
Yes.
How do you cope or like deal?
I feel. So as an empath, highly sensitive, 4 in the Enneagram, just everything's set up to have the antenna up. And the micro and the macro are the same. So conflicts that I have in the living room with a friend or a family member, or the schoolyard, or between nations, or between religions, it's all the same. It's we are separate, we are not one.
Yeah.
And we're fighting for that which there is an abundance of, but we're going to fight for it until the death. And it's the schoolyard, you got me, I'm going to get you. And it's taught from a really young age. Our kids are exposed to this. Who's better than, who's worse than, who's, it's all this judgment and contrast. Contrast is fine to define ourselves, but this competition violence out of the gate, that it is us against each other. There's this pervasive messaging and culture, and it's just a lie.
Have you ever thought of running for office? I'm like, that's
for 7 seconds.
I know, because sometimes it is, I know, I'm just saying, like, sometimes it gets very chaotic and you try and watch things and you don't even know if you should trust what you're watching. You know, there's so much.
But be discerning, right?
Yeah.
Watch with discernment, watch with empathy, watch with.
But you
how
just
can I serve?
simplified it so well that everyone can understand. I think that's a beautiful thing, that not everybody's capable of, you know, conversing like that and really breaking it down. I have to ask, because you're so in tune, you're probably such a great mama. I remember even when we talked during COVID, you had no idea how hard my life was at that time. And you were so sweet, and I called you my guru. But you were so sweet talking about your kids too. So how do you think your kids have affected your life, like as in a writer, like as a, and just being a musician? How has it affected you think?
Well, I don't have any bandwidth left over anymore now.
Nope. Yeah.
So when I write a song and when I come play with my bandmates, I remember them having shared with me over the years that it was like a break going on tour, and I didn't have kids, so I didn't know what that meant.
Yes.
So now when I'm on stage for an hour and a half or whatever length of time, that is my respite. It's my singularity with life and everybody.
Yeah.
And then when I get back, I mean, I'm still aware of my children.
Yeah. No, you're here. They're fine.
Lovingly tethered for life.
Yeah.
But, you know, then I get off stage and it's, you know, archetypal hat taking off moment.
Yeah.
You know, you go from whatever, queen to mom to financial guru to whatever, all these roles.
All the
we
hats.
play.
Yeah.
So before I had kids, I had a lot of opinions about parenting. And then
Yeah.
once I had kids, I had zero opinions. And however you keep them alive is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Don't you just way to go. Good job.
Good work.
But I love this song. So this is called Ablaze, and this was written for your kids, right? So do they?
Yes.
They know it, right? Obviously.
do.
Yeah.
They
What did
do.
they say? You wrote a song for them.
It's become sort of normalized. Everybody writes songs in our house, so there's a lot of stream of consciousness.
That's cool.
Also telling me how their day was through song. So
I love
like,
that.
Sing into my lapel, please. I want to chronicle
Yeah.
this for life. So that's kind of normalized in our house. So then when they see me do it on stage, and then my youngest, Winter, 4 years old, the other day, I had done a few shows in a row and was away from him, and he just said, "Why is mommy singing so much?" You know, so you know,
Yeah.
there's the torture of.
Oh, they will lay it on, man.
Yes,
Mine will.
So good.
Yeah, they're like, so you weren't here last night. I'm like, I'm here 364 other nights. I'm like, wait, they point it out. I just love that you get yours to say a song after school. I asked my son how his day was. Fine.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, we're already a teenager. That's super
Yes,
pleasant.
yes.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage. Apparently, they come back. Is
Yeah.
what everyone tells me.
Totally. There are so many lessons. I feel like they should teach a course in school, any kind of music class on you, because you took 8 years off, which I feel like taking time off is important to kind of take off for yourself. Was that on purpose?
I don't even remember what I did during those 8 years, so I can guarantee you I was not off. But I may have stepped away from the white-hot heat.
Yeah.
Front line. I always feel like I'm a poodle inside a black stallion's body. Like I'm in the front with the wind, but inside I'm this
Yeah.
terrified poodle.
Oh my God, the imagery, that was amazing.
It's just terrifying. The nervous system is jangled. But, you know,
Do
somehow
you think
I'm
it's
volunteering
important
to do
though
everything.
to take that time, to take any time off?
Yes.
I found that.
Yes. So my whole pattern is plan mode, go mode, transition mode, rest mode, and then reflect. So reflecting is gratitude, thank you. But for a long time, it was just plan, go, plan, go, plan, go.
Yeah.
So I couldn't express the gratitude and the reflecting. And
You almost didn't enjoy it.
Rest is activism now.
Yeah.
And work addiction is normalized in this culture.
Yeah.
If you're doing heroin till 4 a.m, everyone is, in theory, worried about you.
Yeah.
If you finish a project till 4 a.m, everyone's patting you on the back and praising you. So it's called the
But that's addiction,
praised
yeah.
silent addiction, you know.
That's my thing with addiction. I feel like all of us kind of suffer from that. It's just what is yours? How do you deal with that?
Well, I treat all my addictions similarly, which is that I want to connect with spirit and connect in here. It's the protest and the pain of the felt sense of disconnection.
Yeah.
So when I'm reaching out for something that gives me dopamine or serotonin or something that pops me into joy for 12 minutes and then kills me dead later.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
crash.
basically trying to return to who I am and my own personal rhythms, which in a culture that is begging you to be completely structured and academic, and you know, they are asking embryos now, so where are you going to college? I'm like, they are not even born yet.
Yeah.
Can we just kind of give a little space for just natural expression of humanity versus kind of getting into the cog right away?
Yeah, and I like planning, but it's also okay to see just where you land sometimes.
Yeah,
it's
well,
kind of
being present,
adventurous.
right? And
yeah.
Eckhart Tolle always talks about stress is being here, but wanting to be there. and always looking in the future and the past is really painful to stay in that. So planning's great.
Yeah.
Jump out, plan, vision, imagine what's possible, then come right back. That's my practice. Come back.
Oh man, yeah, being present is like sometimes very hard, especially for creatives. Like, you know, you're like, why did I say creatives? I meant, I don't know why. I feel like I'm trying to sound like a professor next to you. No, totally. No, I love this song though. It's Reasons I Drink, and it kind of deals with like what you do with addiction. Go ahead. And a lot of people relate to this that, you know, aren't heroin addicts, but are addicted to different things in their lives. And like, these are the reasons why I do it. And maybe if you can identify the reasons, you can change that and like make it a positive.
What am I needing? And 99% of the time, it's a relief-seeking measure. It's looking for regulation. You know, if I'm eating at 1 in the morning or whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm attempting to regulate my anxiety.
So, I did not know this until recently, but you initially did not want Ironic on Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah.
What a bad decision.
A bad decision that was never made.
That was never made. Yeah. No, I've had songs like that that became huge and successful, and you're like, I didn't see it coming.
It really shows that I know nothing.
I don't either, yeah. But it is interesting, like, why? It's such a great song.
It wasn't autobiographical enough, and I had written a bunch of songs while I got to know Glenn. And it was just more kind of, you know, browsing, getting to know each other. And then right after Ironic, I started writing from this super searingly quick channeled place, for lack of a probably better term. But Ironic was right at that turning point. So it's more storytelling, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I live for storytelling. But it's less, you know, cavernous, deep in the quicksand in here.
But sometimes we just love a great song. That's a great song.
It is pure joy to me.
Yes. I remember, though, we were talking about it earlier. I know some of us, but I remember when it first came out because everybody was like, oh, Ironic. It's like the wrong, and I was like, shut up. It's just a great song. Did that annoy you?
The real irony is that I'm usually the grammar police.
That's what I know.
So it was awesome to get my butt kicked. Years. It was awesome.
I loved it.
It was pure joy. No, I mean, you know, linguistic peeps. We're a cruel bunch.
Yeah. Well, just so you know, your basic average bitches didn't care.
I didn't care when I wrote it.
I was like, I don't care.
First of all, I would never call you basic.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I mean it in the most cool way. I mean, I think people take average and think that's not good. And I'm like, why isn't average good? I mean, I don't know. I think it's all right.
I love the parts of you that
So Alanis has one more song that she's sharing, but before that, we have one more piece of business. So typically at this point in the show, business, we're putting on that hat. We'd give our guest $1,000 courtesy of Pilot Pen, makers of G2, the go-to pen of the Kelly Clarkson Show. But after decades of success, I feel that Alanis is fine. I don't think she needs $1,000. I think okay, so today, that money is going to someone in the audience. So, take a look at the monitor, and one of your faces is going to pop up there. Let's see who it's gonna be. Joe, move those cameras. Wait, you're getting $1,000 from Pilot Pen. So, how are you gonna use it?
My daughter's college fund.
Okay, that's good. That's great. I like that. Well, congratulations. You just got $1,000. I thought you were fine. I didn't think you needed the money. Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, this song, I mean, it's like, I feel like this is since you've been gone. Like everywhere I go, they want to hear this song. This is this song people probably most are like, oh my God.
Yes.
So, because the entire audience went crazy on tour. I mean, you saw everyone unleash every bad relationship they've ever been through and channeled it. So, what do you love about You Oughta Know? Like now, like it's been so long since it was released. Like, do you still love it as much, like singing it?
I do. I remember I was just having a vision of my landlord before Jagged Little Pill came out. Was lovely enough. We had a great interaction, and then after You Oughta Know was released, I came by to pick up some stuff, and she ran into me and she said, "I just have to tell you that I didn't like your music when it first came out, and then I got divorced."
and now I love you.
And then she was like, oh, well, I understand
Oh, this all
it.
makes sense now.
Yeah.